Finds a guy named Andrew. And Andrew's a tender-hearted young man that is impressed with Jesus' ministry and the things that Jesus is doing. Andrew is the member that is happy about going to church, and he's always at every meeting. And Andrew has Christian music playing in his car all the time, and Andrew is ready to be there early, and Andrew is ready to stay late. And Andrew really grasps this message that Jesus is preaching up on you. And Andrew is able to lock into the message of Jesus, and he's able to do it so much that he wants his brother Simon Peter to be a part of the experience. And so Andrew, whose heart is tender, who's malleable in the hands of God, who's easily directed by God, who accepts to preach word and goes and does his best to live it, now goes to his brother Simon Peter, who's a little bit different of a character. Simon Peter is not that inclined to have praise music in his car. He's still kicking that 102 and like to spit them rhymes by Weezy a little bit. Y'all ain't saying, Simon got a different disposition from his brother. He's not so easily turned in everything that he hears. He's not so easily convinced. And so he is now trying to be pulled into this thing by his brother Andrew, who says, man, you got to meet this guy. You got to come see this church. It's popping, it's happening, it's good, it's wonderful. And Simon said, man, I don't know. You always joining something. You always hooking up to something. You always letting people talk you into something. So Simon Peter, it's like some of your cousins in them. He still won't come to church like your brother in them. He's not so easy to be convinced. So when he's presented to Jesus, Jesus looks to him and says, hello, Simon. How do you know my name? Because Jesus knows, because he's the master of the peace. He knows he's got to deal with Simon Peter different from how he deals with Andrew. See, some of y'all need a miracle. Some of y'all need a sign. Some of y'all need a prophecy. And that's okay, because God created you, and he knows exactly what to do to get to you, which is different from what he needs to do to get to her. And God knows how to speak to him in a different way from how he speaks to him. And you got to be calm with the fact that sometimes God is not going to deal with you the same way he dealt with your brother or your mother or your cousin, because he created you. So the master knows what it takes for you to get motivated. That's different from what it takes for your neighbor to get motivated. And that's why you can't be concerned with what God is doing in somebody else's life, because he might have to bless them in 3 weeks to keep them connected. But maybe he knows that you have more tenacity and you don't need to be pulled in the same way. And God may take you through some things that somebody else couldn't make it through. You can get through a fire that'll kill somebody else. You got through molestation. Somebody else would have put a bullet in their head. You got through divorce. Somebody else would have taken some pills. You got to understand God. He knows just how to deal with you. Tell your neighbor, he knows.